Now, very, very important, who can be the complainant? The complainant, of course, the aggrieved woman shall be the complainant. Again, depending upon the scenario, depending upon her health conditions, depending upon the severity of the complaint, a legal liar, a relative, or a friend. The law has defined the circumstances. A co-worker can also file a complaint. Guardian, qualified psychiatrist or psychologist under whom the female is taking a treatment. An officer of the NCW or the State Women's Commission can file a complaint. The sad incident of Nirbhaya, where she could not, in any circumstance, file the complaint herself. There were uh, these commissions which came ahead and filed. It was an extreme sad um, case of sexual harassment. Any person who has knowledge of incident or authority under whose care she is receiving treatment or care, etc. Very important, the complaint needs to be in writing. The law says that the complaint needs to be in writing. It cannot be verbal. Some essentials of a well-written complaint, exact details of the aggrieved woman and the respondent should be mentioned. It should be addressed to the IC members. Very, very important. If it is a sexual harassment complaint, it should be addressed to the IC members and not to the employer or the HR representative. It should be concise in simple language, mentioning the details of exact incident, date, time, witness, etc. Or again, it gives a strength to the complaint if the complainant also mentions that the circumstances preceding and following the incident, because that will determine whether the behavior of the colleague changed. For example, just taking an example, if a supervisor sought sexual favors from a junior and she refused, so she can always say that I was always an A performer before I refused to give sexual favors to him. Once I stopped him from asking sexual favors, or once I told him that I'm sorry, I'm not interested, his behavior towards me changed. My bonuses were reduced, no good assignments were given to me, etc., etc. All these, if mentioned clearly in the complaint, would strengthen that complaint. Whether the complainant asks the respondent to desist from the unwelcome act. Again, very, very important. I've been advising the females on this. Did you say no in the first instance? And if it still continues, of course, please go ahead and file a complaint. But in the first instance, say no, desist, ask the opposite person to desist from such kind of behavior. He might not even be aware that his behavior is making you uncomfortable. So first and foremost, start saying no to him, confront him. Append as many documents as possible, for example, emails, SMSs, WhatsApp messages, photographs, etc., etc. Do not state any fact that is false or incorrect. I've seen practically, females mentioning 4 points which happened in real, and adding on, getting emotional or getting angry and adding on one such point saying that, chalo, let me also put this. Baki sab to hai hai, let me also put this, that he did this to me. That is going, if you fail to establish something, or once it gets established that even if one part of your complaint is untrue, incorrect, that's going to dilute the complaint. So just stick to what has happened, the complete facts and figures and dates and times and etc. Everything should be true in your complaint. Most important, the relief that the female expects from the employer. Again, the employer is not bound to give you the relief that you are expecting. However, in your complaint, you can always mention that you expect. So what relief do you expect? Very, very important.
Welcome to COMPLINITY Technologies. COMPLINITY is India's leading governance, risk and compliance software helping companies to manage their compliance, contracts, litigation, legal updates, inter-financial controls and more. COMPLINITY is a one-stop shop for all GRC needs. With our proprietary 12 GRC modules and real-time legal updates on 2,000 plus laws and 24,000 plus compliances. All in an integrated platform that is easy to use with automated alerts and risk management capabilities. Is why compliance managers, general counsels and chief financial officers choose COMPLINITY every time. Join the most innovative and prestigious brands that use COMPLINITY. Automating your compliance management, request a demo at complinity.com.